I now give the floor to His Excellency Mr. Ahmed Attaf, Minister of Foreign Affairs and National Community Abroad of Algeria.
أشكركم سيد الرئيس وأرجو أن تتقبلوا من هذا
I thank you. Please accept our deepest gratitude for the holding of this meeting today. This is a session which we believe will be a good step in the right direction. We are talking today about granting the status of full membership to the State of Palestine within our organization, which means that we are going to re-examine the Palestinian cause upon this solid basis, which means that we're going to shed light on the very essence of this, which cannot be defigured, cannot be altered, cannot be tested. What do I mean by essence? What do I mean by its substance in this way? I mean its historic and legitimate right for the Palestinian people to create an independent, sovereign state. This is a historic right, approved by the international community within this august organization 76 years ago. The international community is attached to consolidating this as a just, lasting and definitive solution for the Palestinian cause. This is a historic right which has not been implemented, and the lack of implementation of this right is the cause of the prolongation of this Arab-Israeli conflict. This is the cause of the lack of security and safety in our region, a region which hasn't known peace for over 70 years. This is a historic right that Israeli occupation today stubbornly rejects and torpedoes at its very basis. Israeli occupation clearly and unequivocally rejects this and does everything it can to eradicate it. And it does this unscrupulously, with no qualms. Gaza, in its resistance, has shown the aims of Israeli occupation fully, whether this be visible or not, in order to liquidate the Palestinian cause. This is why this has been done, and to hinder our national project with regard to this Palestinian cause. Nobody is unaware of the fact that the genocidal war in Gaza and the suffocation upon the West Bank and the settlement and annexation policies upon Palestinian territories, as well as occupied Jerusalem and the campaign of forced displacement upon Palestinian people, are continuing, without forgetting what is known as the Israeli arrangements following the war in Gaza. All of this are succeeding steps as part of a broader and much more dangerous Israeli plan. This Israeli plan wants to resuscitate and bring into being the greater project of Israel, which is to eradicate the foundations of a Palestinian state and destroy its pillars. Indeed, the entire world bore witness just a few months ago to what an Israeli authority did here in the General Assembly, holding up a map of the Middle East where Palestine did not appear. This was a map constructed of their hallucinations and desires. The escalation imposed by Israeli occupation is continuing on a number of fronts in our region. The aim of this escalation is now clear: to distract the international community's attention away from the Palestinian cause and to try to create new regional conflicts where the rights of Palestinian people would gradually be dissipated, or where the flame of the Palestinian cause would be extinguished. After everything I have just said, can some still allow themselves to follow the allegations by the Israeli occupiers and to follow their plans, which we have all too well understood, and we have understood the motive behind it? After all of this, is it difficult for some to understand the true face of Israeli occupation? An occupation made up of colonization, which insists on propagating and spreading illusions and undermining the security and stability of the Middle East. Upon the ruins of a Palestinian national project. After all of this, can some, even a few, still insist on saying that it is not yet time to grant Palestine the status of full member to our organization? This situation is dangerous, the situation facing the Palestinian cause. This Council has a historic responsibility, and a decisive one. A decisive responsibility which is essential. That is, the responsibility to act immediately, to impose the two-state solution and to safeguard the foundations of the creation of a Palestinian state. The two-state solution is facing imminent mortal danger. I repeat, the two-state solution is facing imminent mortal danger. We must save this solution before it is too late, which means granting the status of full membership to the State of Palestine, to safeguard peace and stability, to safeguard security in the Middle East as a whole. Any hesitation or wavering will have disastrous consequences and would give carte blanche or a green light to the Israeli occupation to continue with its plans. That is, stealing, plundering, expansion on one side, and extremism and obstination on the other side. In this regard, Algeria had the honor of hosting the declaration of the creation of a Palestinian state on the 15th of November 1988. We also had the honor of being the first country to recognize the Palestinian state officially. As part of this historic legacy, which we are very proud of, the President of the Republic, Mr. Abdelmajid Tebboune, from the tribune of the General Assembly during its last session, called for an acceleration of the process of granting the status of full membership to the State of Palestine within our organization. My country swiftly put forward a draft resolution to this august council, and in coordination, full coordination with our Palestinian and Arab brothers and sisters, and also working with other various regional groups in favor of the Palestinian cause. So the League of Arab States, the Organization for Islamic Cooperation, the Non-Aligned Movement, and the African Union. The time has come to assume our responsibilities and our duties without faltering. And without avoiding or eluding such responsibilities, we must keep our promises, which is why we urge all members of this august Council to support our efforts, thanks to their precious voices in favour of granting the status of full membership to the Palestinian state. This will achieve the following three things. First of all, it will consolidate the two-state solution and protect it from threats which seek to undermine it, destroy it, or even bury it altogether. Secondly, it will safeguard the foundations of the Palestinian state in the future. An independent sovereign state within the 1967 borders with Jerusalem Quds Sharif as a capital. Thirdly and finally, this will build the peace process upon solid foundations, which will allow for a mobilization of efforts and to respond to the needs of the Palestinian cause in order to restore peace, stability and security throughout the Middle East. Nobody is unaware that such a step is a very simple one. This is what we must do, we as humanity, meeting here within this august body. It is our duty to thousands and thousands of Palestinian people who are being martyred every day, every hour, every minute, every second indeed, in order to ensure that their cause lives on, our cause, the cause of humanity as a whole. Justice must be served to the Palestinian people. This is a duty. This is a legal duty, a political duty, and a security duty. It is a duty at the scale of humanity and civilization as a whole. I thank you.
I thank His Excellency Mr. Attaf for his statement, and